marijuana, and does it promote creativity? All we got to do is look at the entertainment community, especially the rappers. They smoke weed a lot. They endorse the smoking of weed a lot for purposes of creativity. What's up with that? I was cool with a well-known rapper. I won't say his name because I like the brother. He's a good brother. But he hit me with that. Yeah, my right, weed make me creative. Motherfucker, creative? What have you created? Your albums get more degenerate as you make new ones. The new shit is more degenerate than the previous one. That ain't no goddamn creativity. You're bringing your people down. That's creativity? The weed make you creative? Nah, sapsucker, the weed eat up your goddamn brain. All of my uncles smoke weed. My paternal uncles, they're all dead from cancer. I don't want to hear that weed, medicinal, therapeutic, creativity, spiritually enhancing talk. I don't want to hear that shit.
If I take the cocaine out of the cocoa leaf, then the cocaine is going to harm me. But as long as it's in the leaf, no problem. If I take the heroin out of a poppy seed, opium out of a poppy seed, then the opium is going to harm me. But as long as it's in the poppy seed, you can eat poppy seeds all day. The thing is, we have concentrated and isolated a chemical in the plant. And once you concentrate and isolate a chemical, by definition, it's a drug.
Man, as much weed as brothers have smoked over the years, man, we should have about 200,000 brothers smarter than so-called Jesus and Buddha and Confucius. If weed is supposed to make you so goddamn creative, some cats say make them more spiritual. Open up portals. Well, there's nothing necessarily wrong with opening up portals, but hell, what's on the other side of the goddamn portal?
There's no way I can give marijuana, get a moron to smoke some weed and then call him a genius. He's still just a moron high on weed. It does not elevate your intelligence. Or else we've been free a long time ago with all these weed smoking Negroes.
We got to rethink this whole weed smoking thing. I'm sorry, we got to. Because I saw what weed smoking can do to an individual through my pops and my uncles and cousins. It makes you forget. It affects memory. And the audience knows that. They know it. Like, damn, cause shit, I can't remember, man. Like, shit, man, I've forgotten. What's up with that, man?
Smoking weed is technically incorrect. You're after the oil in the plant, called a weed. You're after the oil in the tobacco, called nicotine. That's what you're oiling yourself. You're not smoking yourself.
We gotta ask questions. If you smoke this stuff here and you get the so-called munchies, you're hungry. Something is going on inside your body. Hunger is the result of a chemical reaction in the brain. It goes back to the brain. Hunger is controlled by an aspect of the brain. So if you're smoking weed every day and you're getting the munchies, man, I'm hungry, man, let's go get some cookies, let's go get some chips, let's get some Cheetos. What the hell is this stuff doing to your brain?
You have a concentrated oil that's going to the liver. And the liver says, I only understand the whole plant. If you gave me the whole plant, I would be fine. If you gave me the whole wheat, I would be fine. But all you give me is the oil from the wheat, and the body's not used to that concentrate. So it has to pull moisture from the tissue to dilute the oil. And once it pulls the moisture, it's also pulling the vitamins, the minerals, the amino acids. So it's starving the body. and it's causing the body to go into sympathetic stress reaction.
You're hungry. You're forgetting shit. It ain't like you really could remember stuff in the first damn place, but you're forgetting shit. Breath stinking. Lips getting black. Creativity. All of that to get creative? No. Heck no. Mott Rod don't buy that.
So the body, once it goes sympathetic stress, is fighting a crisis. And when you're fighting a crisis, you don't need to eat food. If you're running from a fire in your house, you don't need to go to the bathroom because you're going to burn up your behind. So you shut down your excretory system, your reproductive system, and you shut down your long-term memory too.
And I know we got a lot of people out there, our people, you know, we're Moors, we're Hebrews, we're Asiatics, we're Rastafarians, and I mean, I know the Rastas, they gonna see this and like, he crazy. This, what's wrong with him? He need to smoke some weed. Sorry, beloveds, sorry. You cannot go back in time and find the people smoking weed every single day.
I just don't remember seeing Imhotep and Ramesses III and II and Hatshepsut smoking some weed. I just don't remember these things. I don't know where they get it from. I don't remember passing weed around at the Last Supper.
Now, we do have the herbal opiates. And a lot of the opiates were used for divination purposes, such as oneiromancy, which is divination pertaining to dreams, for purposes of predicting the future. And that was something that was traditional with the shamans, witch doctors, those type of individuals. And they didn't smoke that stuff every day. They didn't smoke the herbal opiate every day. Now the Rastas smoking the stuff every day. Creativity, spirituality, they should be leading the world in creativity and spirituality. And they don't. No offense, I'm just keeping it real. But they don't. It's an excuse, beloved.
You cannot give some weed to a baby. He's going to cough and say, I don't want it anymore. You can't give him some alcohol. That burns. I don't want it anymore. They have more sense than to take that stuff. They have a natural reaction. But once you have embalmed this person with preservatives in meat, chicken, fish, dairy, candy bars, sodas, you have embalmed them, which means you have retarded their ability to think. The people are walking around embalming themselves.
You got people out there who will say, hey man, weed is medicinal. Weed is therapeutic, man. It prevents and or heal or cure disease. Well, how come people who smoke weed are dying from cancer and other fatal diseases?
We have to understand the process of chemistry. When you isolate and concentrate one substance out of a plant, you've made a drug. Isolate the substance you call cocaine out of the cocoa leaf, you have a drug. You isolate the opium out of the poppy seed, you have a drug. You're isolating by heat. You put heat to a leaf, and that causes the moisture to leave, and you're concentrating a substance. And that substance is the oil in the leaf.
When we look at these things, and when I look at my clients, I can have people come to me and I can do blood work on them and do other types of tests on them and say, why you have so much nicotine in your body? They say, well, I never smoked in my life. And I ask them what types of foods did they eat, and I find out they're buying low-priced food from conventional markets that have pesticides and other fertilizers in them that, of course, have these things in them, nicotine and other things in them.
Just the niacin alone that's on your cereal, your commercial cereal's niacin comes from nicotine. Nicotine. This already makes you predestined to want to smoke.
And the Native Americans did not smoke tobacco. They brought the tobacco into the mouth, but they didn't inhale. See, they blew it out, and it purified and opened your aura. Cigarettes don't do that. Cigarettes close the chakras. It impairs the aura. 1,400 toxic chemicals. Don't make no sense. you know, nicotine addiction. They're gonna put the patch on your arm. We're gonna control the flow of nicotine. We're gonna take the nicotine away from the cigarette, the symbolic white man's penis. We're gonna take it away from the cigarette. I mean, that's what it is. Symbolic white man's penis. And we're gonna put a damn patch on your arm and give you some nicotine through your arm to control it. Motherfucker, you're still on nicotine.
So once you go into that reaction, it decreases the blood to the digestive system, immune system, reproductive system, and excretory system, and increases short-term memory. That's what happens when you take a concentrate, be it white sugar, white flour, or the oil in weed, or the oil in tobacco. All of them are chemicals that's going to cause the same reaction in the body.
But you know, man, the ancient people, they smoke weed, man. The Native Americans, they smoke, yeah. But they weren't like you. They didn't smoke that shit every day because they were not stressed out every day like we are, like you are. Over child support, IRS after your ass, traffic tickets, court. Motherfucker, you're stressed out. And that's why you smoke the goddamn Philly blunts. In the Buddha and the chronic and all that other crazy shit.
This is all based on emotions. We're emotionally ill people and we seek an emotional solution and we're picking the wrong thing. We're only free to choose the wrong thing when you're oppressed.
When you are dependent upon a substance outside of the human body, you're dependent on it. It represents imbalance. There's an imbalance inside the individual. What am I saying? Are rosters imbalanced? It can be whoever. If you gotta smoke weed or anything else every day, imbalance. And another name for imbalance, dis-ease. I don't want to hear nothing about marijuana and curing disease and curing cancer and preventing cancer. I don't want to hear that. My father smoked weed every day of his life, except for the last 6 months of his life. And you want to know why he didn't smoke it the last 6 months of his life? Because he had cancer.